These pictures on your screens, and just to explain what exactly this is, these are satellite images. You can come in as well, Srinjoy, in just a bit. But these are the satellite images that have accompanied the post that the IDF, that's the Israeli Defense Forces, have put out. They're saying overnight the IDF completed another wave of airstrikes against Iranian ballistic missile launchers and air defense systems. Dozens of fighter jets hit some 30 targets in the strikes, including air defense, missile launchers, and other Iranian military strikes. And as we speak and see these pictures, let's also mention here that that the Revolutionary Guards are doubling down on retaliation. They're saying that retaliation is coming, heavy retaliation is coming. Though Donald Trump, interestingly, has just pointed out in his interview to CBS, Srinjoy, that the sort of retaliation he had expected from the Iranians hasn't really happened.
Yes, there are really two reasons for this. The first, of course, is what happened during the previous conflict. A lot of the Iranian weapons were destroyed at that time. Sure, they would have built up again over a period of time, but as a result of those earlier strikes, the Iranians don't have the kind of weapons they once had. That's the first thing. The other thing that strikes me as very, very important is that if there have been airstrikes, if there have been missile strikes, where is the Iranian air defense? I said this earlier also. You would have expected the radars to track the American planes, to track the missiles, the cruise missiles coming in, but they haven't been able to do that. If 30 targets have been hit today, and let's not forget a series of strikes yesterday in which a man like the supreme leader is killed, then there are two questions that come up. First, as you rightly said, that where is the air defense? Okay. Where are the radars? Where are the SAM missiles that Iran is supposed to have? Recently, the Russians were supposed to have given the Varba to the Iranians. We don't see any sign of that. The Americans, of course, haven't said if any of their planes have been hit. The Iranians haven't taken any credit for it.
A question would arise, were the Iranians taken by surprise yesterday morning when these airstrikes started? Because typically airstrikes happen pre-dawn, right? They happen late at night. They usually happen at night. That is the pattern that plays out across the world. In this case, you had early morning strikes, and we know that Khamenei would have been in his bunker, spent Friday night in his bunker, possibly emerging from there in the morning thinking, all right, this has been a peaceful night, possibly nothing is coming. And that's when the Americans and the Israelis strike his office compound, killing him in the strikes. A confirmation to that has not just come from Donald Trump and Israel, it has now come from Iran as well. In fact, a 7-day mourning period has been put in place that already talks about who will succeed him. As we track that big story, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. Many developments this morning. Do stay with us. We are tracking all of them.